Yeah, I know. I sound like an idiot already. You're thinking, Drew Brees is retiring, you clown. What are you talking about? All right, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Yes, I acknowledge that 2020 is most likely Drew Brees' last season as an NFL quarterback. But he hasn't officially announced retirement yet, and we're nearly in March when this seemed like it was going to be a for sure thing like months ago. And some speculate he actually might not be thinking about retirement after all. It could be maybe one of those things that, like, he feels like he wanted to at the time, but then when it was actually time, he was like, wait, no, I don't want to do this. Like, you know how that goes. But I know two things that you're thinking already. One, Drew Brees is washed up. Even if he does come back, he can't throw the deep ball anymore. He just goes for short passes. All right, so that might be true that his arm strength just isn't what it once was. But first of all, honestly, Tua's not much of a deep ball quarterback either. He'll take them, it's just not his strength. So really, they both play the same style. And also, to be fair to Drew Brees, he did not actually play bad last season. Yeah, again, his arm strength isn't quite there anymore, but he was still very precise, made good decisions with the ball, limited his mistakes, and he was still very accurate. It wasn't like he was 2015 Peyton Manning, like, no offense to him, but he really wasn't bad last year. It's just that he can't throw the deep ball is why people think that. Now, the second thing you might be thinking is, well, even if he comes back, wouldn't it just be with the Saints? Well, not so fast. I think the Saints are ready to move on and roll with Jameis Winston, which sounds kind of weird, but if it's what they want to do, it's what they want to do. And honestly, Drew might be ready to move on too. Plus, the Saints are going through all that whole cap space thing, so maybe it'll benefit them to just release Brees. I don't know. But then a third question you might ask, and probably the most important one, why would we even want Drew Brees? We need to give Tua more time, or, you can't just give up on him. What does that do for a second-year player? Blah, blah, blah. All right. This is not a knock on Tua, but if we got Brees, I think it would actually benefit Tua if he could just sit on the bench and kind of watch him. Yes, Fitz has been a great mentor, but literally the reason the Dolphins got Tua is because they want him to be the next Drew Brees. No, like literally, he had very similar traits coming out of college, shorter quarterback, lots of injury history, still very accurate. A lot of people compared him to Drew Brees, and literally everyone laughed at the Dolphins for not taking Brees a long time ago because of injuries, and they didn't want to make that same mistake. So with that being said, if they want Tua to be the next Drew Brees, why not learn under, Drew Brees? It'd be different if Tua had a lights out spectacular, just, oh my gosh, this is amazing rookie season, but the reality is that he just didn't. So he just needs more help and more time, which is fine. All I'm saying is, even if you're talking about Tua here, I think it honestly could possibly benefit him to not only wait for this offense to be a little bit more complete than it was last year, but to also learn under a future Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, I don't want to just bring this idea up to help Tua, because I think this could potentially help the Dolphins offense as a whole as well. Brees is a veteran, so he knows what he's doing out there. He might not quite be at the level to where he can just succeed with whoever's on his team. He might need a little bit of help, but I think the current Dolphins roster is good enough for that, and we're only going to inevitably get better in the offseason anyway. He knows what he's doing out there, and while the offense might not be as explosive under Brees or anything, you certainly feel a little confident it's not just going to go completely haywire. Like, it's definitely going to be more good than bad. I think it'd be kind of similar to the Saints offense, which was good. And with the way our defense has been playing, it honestly could really help / complement Brees and the Dolphins offense. Tua and Brees play at a very similar level. While Tua might be a little more athletic, I think Brees offers a little more experience. So you would at least get the offense probably, getting more first downs, probably scoring more points than you would with Tua. And the last point I want to point up is sometimes people just kind of need a culture change to really change things, because I do understand Saints could just never get past that hump in the playoffs. But I feel like we were kind of getting ready to see that with Tom Brady and the Patriots a few years ago. Yeah, he won a few Super Bowls with New England. But let's be totally honest, that Patriots roster in 2019 and especially 2020 was just not good at all. And Brady clearly saw that it just wasn't going to win anything big, so he figured it was time for something new and saw that the Bucs had a very loaded roster and he took a chance. And now look at them. They're Super Bowl 55 champs. And then you'll laugh at this, but we could maybe see it with Carson Wentz on the Colts next year. I acknowledge he played like crap this year, but also to be fair, that Eagles offense just isn't very good or talented, and Doug Peterson was also a terrible coach. When they were Super Bowl contenders and winners back in 2017, Wentz was like an MVP before he got injured, so don't totally count that out. But anyway, all I'm saying is if Brees does indeed come back another year, I wouldn't even totally blame Miami for taking a chance. I can see the benefits with it. And before you speculate, I'm not sitting there saying, oh my gosh, this just has to happen. I'm just saying it'd be something I'd understand if they did do it. And then I guess also the jokes about them not getting Drew Brees a few years ago would end maybe. But yeah, very interesting topic, very big topic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that's at least a decent idea? Or do you think I am just totally nuts and I should just never go on YouTube ever again? Let me know in the comments below. Regardless of what happens though, fins up.